What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with my boy Isaiah, and he's gonna be fuck.
Today is the day that we're finally gonna make the single turbo manifold for his E92 wide body 335. eBay built, special build for you guys.
We got a couple goodies to show you guys. So, shit, table shaky.
Block my.
We got the big single, still eBay. Motherfucker.
So
we're
going with a max speeding rods turbo kit.
Yep.
eBay turbo, super budget build. I think this turbo is like $170 on eBay, give or take. We're going with an eBay build, like we said. This is the whole process of the turbo kit that we're gonna do. We're gonna show you guys how we build the manifolds. We're gonna show you the parts that we use, how we prep all the material and everything. We're going with an eBay turbo again, max speeding rods, no name brand. We're not going with a Borg Warner or Garrett or anything. We wanna do a full eBay build. We wanna see what these turbos can do coming from China. We're going eBay wastegate and everything. Otherwise than that, we are doing Schedule 10 stainless for our manifolds. Here we have stock N54 flanges. So these are what comes on your N54 already, and then you have your turbos down here. All we did was we chopped those turbos off, and we're just using the exhaust manifolds. So we're gonna use our exhaust manifolds as our headers or whatever, and then we order a Schedule 10 stainless. Here we have a T, it's 2-inch Schedule 10 stainless 304L. We have a 2-inch T here. We have our other flange over here, which has our 90 degree. This is also 2-inch Schedule 10 304L. Like we said in the beginning, we cut the turbos off and we're just using the headers. So if you guys can see, it's just the stock headers that comes on the turbos. We chop the turbos off right at the weld, and then we weld our new flanges on here. So this is 90 degree, and then we have a T-frame on the other one, and then from there we'll go on the flanges. I already made the first turbo kit. The video before this, you guys can see it, is our update on the 500 horsepower eBay build. If you guys go check that video out, you'll see the first startup and everything on the first manifold that I've created. That turbo manifold went on my car. That's where I got the idea and everything, the fitment. So since I made that first manifold over there, what I had did was I made a jig so I can replicate that manifold all over again. So I made this plating on here so the turbo manifolds can just bolt right in and then use it so the stainless doesn't warp on me, and I can just create the whole manifold all over again. Here we also have we're using a T3 flange. We're not going with a T04 or anything because it's just a T4 and T flange. You don't really get any advantages in power or anything. It's just a different flange size, and a T4 is pretty big, so I'd rather use a T3, keep it nice and small in the engine bay. You're still gonna get the exact same flow. We're not doing a twin scroll build. I just haven't created one yet. We're just gonna do just a regular flowing turbo manifold. We tested the one on my car already, and turbo spools up around like 3,500 RPM. Yes. 3,500 RPM. So it's pretty close to the stock twin turbos, and especially since I'm running a big turbo, I'm running a Borg Warner S362 turbo. So it's a pretty big turbo, and it's spooling around 3,500 RPM. Full boost, so I have no issues. It's not even twin scroll or anything, so I can only imagine if we go twin scroll, we'll probably spool a little faster. Probably spool a little fast. Maybe in the future I'll create a twin scroll. But
let's get to this fucking
let's unbox this turbo because we are super excited. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I already opened up the turbo. I just want to make sure we got what we ordered. No,
he did.
Yes.
I still haven't seen it.
Yes, he hasn't seen it yet. So sit down and let's get this bad boy open because I'm super excited.
Oh shit.
Clear this up. Alright, it's like Christmas Day. We got some foam. This is good stuff. Save this stuff. Just kidding, don't use it.
This is not
garbage.
A turbo.
That is not a turbo. That is not a turbo. But it does say max speeding rods. One thing I will say, I got my Borg Warner turbo.
Oh yeah.
What's this happening? I got my Borg Warner turbo, and my Borg Warner did not come nicely packaged as this. This thing has its name brand all over the turbo. It says max speeding rods everywhere. It's perfectly covered. Everything is nice.
Oh
it's
yeah,
very nice.
That big boy. It's actually a lot bigger than what I expected it to be.
Yes.
Is this cast?
Yep, cast.
That's nice.
First impressions, everything's oiled up, so you don't have any rust.
Huge.
No rust from packaging or anything, from it sitting on the shelf.
Got the flanges or the gaskets.
We have a 3-inch 4 flange over here for the exhaust. We have a T3 flange for the turbo mock-up. It looks like we have T3 oil drains as well, oil feed also. This is, we're going to be putting a 4AN. It sort of looks like it has an oil restrictor built in, but not really.
A what?
An oil restrictor. When you go journal bearings, you don't really need an oil restrictor. You just feed the oil in there. The most important thing about a turbo for you not to blow oil or anything out the exhaust is make sure you have a good enough drain. If your drain is big enough, you can feed all the oil in there. You guys can do the research and everything. Garrett, Precision, everybody tells you the same thing. As long as you have a big enough oil drain, you will not need a restrictor. And since we're running journal bearings, this is journal bearing, not ball bearing. Since we're running journal bearing, we won't need a restrictor.
You gotta represent.
Yes. That's very nice. It's a badge that came with it. It's a metal badge that you can stick on your car or something. It's not a sticker or anything. It's a badge. It's nice. This thing came with gaskets and everything too. So that's less parts that we have to order. Comes with the T3 flange gasket, the 3-inch 4-bolt gasket, oil feed, oil drain gaskets. This is very nice for what we paid for this turbo, which was $170. This turbo is very surprising.
Yep. Now we're gonna see how it performs after we get everything done.
Yes. So show them the wheels and all that. Check that out.
That is massive.
That is a nice turbo.
I got some pretty big hands.
And you know what? I had the stock cartridges from the twin turbos.
Yeah, you do.
So here is the stock cartridges from the twin turbos, from the stock 335.
You're closer, so it looks bigger.
Yeah.
Now back it up.
So I'm zoomed in. So if you compare it to the big turbo, it's a huge difference. It literally fits inside the turbo. It's kind of hard because we had the camera like zoomed in, but this turbo is a huge difference from the stocks.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
But that's our first.
It's actually very nice still. Like,
yeah,
one of the ways.
So for an eBay turbo, that is very nice. And I've worked with Precision turbos, Garrett turbos, Borg Warner turbos, and all that quality turbos. I've worked with all that stuff. And this turbo is very nice. Yes, it also came with a boost reference port. They did that everything for you. Everything is nice. Now, of course, we are going to take the turbo apart before we ever install and fire it up. Before we ever start the turbo up, we're going to inspect it, make sure there's no metal shavings or anything there. I know a lot of people say that China turbos, their quality control is not as good as ours. But so far, I don't see anything. Turbo looks really good. The threads and everything is nice. So, first impression of the turbo, very happy. Yes, very happy. For what we paid for, you cannot complain.
This is turning into a review.
Yep. So eBay, this is a GT 3582R turbo.
And that's 57 millimeter, right?
Yes, 57 millimeter is not the GTX version, so you don't get the 10 blades or anything in the front. But that turbo is about double the price, so this turbo should perform very well. There's no shaft play or anything inside. It's nice. So let's get this bad boy out of here. Let's put it back in the box. Yeah. Alright. Oh. That was very close. We're gonna have to order a new one. Good thing it's budget friendly. Yeah. So on to the next. We are gonna show you guys our O2 sensor bungs and what we're gonna use for the manifolds. So these are very nice. These are billet and they also are heat sinked as well. So here's the O2 sensor bungs. They have the heat sink rings on there to help the life expectancy of the O2 sensors. They're all stainless as well. So these, a lot of issues have been happening with the M54s. When people go single turbo, apparently it's been killing the O2 sensors. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the location of the O2 sensors. Doc Race is very known for burning up O2 sensors, even though their kits are supposed to be the best turbo kits out there for the M54. One, they're very expensive, and two, it's not an easy location to get to the O2 sensors on where they're at. We are going to make this manifold where it's super easy to change the O2 sensors, and we're trying to see if we can get the life expectancy of the O2 sensors to last a lot longer. We're using heat sunk O2 sensor bungs. Everything is high quality. It's really good stainless. So we're hoping that the O2 sensors don't burn out like the Doc Races do.
And if they do, then we just get eBay.
Yeah, we can try some eBay 02 sensors, which I don't know if that'd be a good idea.
I have eBay 02 sensors on mine.
You do? Yeah, okay. I run Bosch. Big fan of SCP Euro, especially for BMW parts. Anything you buy off them is OEM and lifetime warranty. So buy them once, that's it. Next unboxing is going to be our T3 Billet flange. We went with a mild steel compared to the stainless. It's a very nice piece. It's a very nice piece. So it's a T3 flange, and it necks down to 2-inch, so we can put our 2-inch piping inside there. Since the whole manifold and everything will be made out of 2-inch, we're going to be necking down to 2. So it's threaded, so we can put studs on there for the turbo. Instead of compared to nut and bolts, we just put a stud inside there, put your turbo on, your gasket, and then nuts, and tighten it down.
We got the gaskets for it, right?
Yes, it came with T3 gaskets, so let's put that away too before we lose it. So this is a very nice piece. You can see on the inside, you can see all the CNC. You can see the CNC stuff, the markings.
I don't think it'll pick it up.
The holes are all threaded, and then it tapers down to 2-inch pipe, round. So the way that it's machined and everything, it flows very nice. There's no bottleneck or anything. Once your pipe is in there and it's welded, it should be a very smooth transition, so that your exhaust flows and everything can just go smooth as possible. Next, we got a 3/4 inch. It's a special drill bit that I found on Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but the issue I was having when I built my turbo manifold was I used the same one. I used a 3/4 inch drill, but I used it from Milwaukee, and it was a multi-steel or something like that. It wasn't carbide tip or anything, but I found myself going through 4 of those just to drill one hole in order to get my O2 sensor to fit inside there, so I can weld it up and have my O2 sensor hole. So this time we're gonna do it right. Hopefully, if this works. This is a tungsten or carbide tip. The name brand is Ezark. There we go. It's Ezark. I got this on Amazon. It looks like it has a centering drill hole, and then once it gets to the carbide tips are really sharp, really sharp. So I'm hoping that this cuts the stainless a lot easier than what my other Milwaukee ones did, which I have right here. So these are the ones that I was using before. I'm gonna tell you right now, they do not work well to cut stainless. They do not cut stainless well at all. I went through 4 of these, just cut one hole. So total I used 8, and they're not cheap neither. So we did it right this time. I did a little bit more research. I'm new to all this stainless stuff. I'm usually working with mild steel and everything, which cuts super easy. Now with stainless, does not like to cut, and it's not a big fan of heat neither. So we're learning. So this new carbide tip, I also got cutting oil. I used cutting oil for these as well, but it just didn't work. So I got cutting oil as well to help the expansion of these. So hopefully this works. But so far, that's everything we got for the unboxing. Tonight we're gonna be getting the wastegates ordered and whatever else is missing for the manifold. We're gonna get that stuff ordered, so we'll be doing another
and then
update.
We gotta finish pulling the motor.
Yes, we're gonna be doing another update for a couple of more things of unboxing, and then hopefully the turbo manifold should be done by then. But today, that's it for the unboxing. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of process of how we get the manifold set up together.
Yeah, so we're gonna go and get set up. We're gonna. I can't English.
English.
We're gonna go and set everything up to start mocking stuff. Well, I guess welding, because you already got everything mocked up.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna show you guys my welding setup, what I use, my cups, what kind of welder that I use, and everything. My material, the way that we clean our stainless, prep our stainless. One thing I do not have, I have to invest in more tools, obviously. This is all new to me, but I do not have anything to polish my stainless, so my stainless looks like it's, you know, still the mill scale and all that stuff. So I have a wire wheel and a wire brush as well. We're gonna try to polish it up as best as possible. But so far for what we did for these 90s and everything, they're still pretty shiny. So it gets them very nice. They're just not show quality like you see these manifolds where they're chrome and it looks super shiny and all that. Even though the manifold's gonna get hot and you're gonna lose that shininess eventually, but it will look nice. We're gonna try to get it as best as possible. So we're gonna stop the intro from here. We're gonna get our stuff set up and we'll see you when we're ready to weld.
Go.
Alright guys, so now we're going to show you guys the process of getting the manifolds prepped for welding. So the way that I do it is I did make the jig and everything so I can weld them outside. But I just want to make sure that the turbo manifolds and everything fit perfectly on here. Since I did make that jig, there is a little slop to it, so I just want to make sure that the studs and everything line up perfectly. So the way that I do it is I'm going to bolt on the flanges on here first, and then I'm going to create a little bracket, weld them together, so when I take the flanges off, I know that they're perfectly aligned, and I can put them on the flange and bolt it down, and they'll be in the position that I want it to. Once I do that, then I can go around and weld and everything and do what I got to do to fit up the flanges. So we're going to take you guys on a time lapse, and we're going to get these flanges bolted up. is it for this video. So what we did was we welded up the manifold. Everything was 2-inch. You guys can see here on the final product on how it looks. We have the turbo mounted. We have it mounted onto the mock-up motor. So everything looks good. Everything fits perfect. That's the point of the jig. Once I created the first manifold, like I said, I made a jig to recreate it all over again. Fitment is perfect. The only thing that we realized is since we went with an eBay turbo compared to my build, which was a Garrett turbo, we realized that the exhaust flange is a little longer, which you can see here.
Yeah.
So our issue that we're going to be running into is when we put the exhaust flange on here, it's going to be real close to this part of the valve cover. Sorry, it's going to be real close to the valve cover, so it's going to be kind of hard to get a bolt in here. But we're going to show you guys on how to modify the valve cover after that. We're going to shave this part because this part is no longer needed, and there's nothing inside the engine that's going to block it. So we're going to shave that part, and then we're going to fill it up and cover it up real nicely. So it's going to be sealed, and we're going to be able to get our bolt in there. And part 3 of the video, right? This is part 2, because we made part 1 of the update on the kit. Yeah. So this, stay tuned for next video. Is going to be part 3. Part 3, we're going to be showing you guys how to weld the O2 bungs. We got that new drill bit, which I'm real excited for. I've already tested it on some other material on stainless that I was working on. We haven't tried it on schedule 10 though. We tried it on 16 gauge. So yeah, part 3 video, we're gonna do the O2 bungs, and we're gonna do a wastegate placement as well. We're gonna do 44mm wastegate flange. We're gonna figure out a new location for it because I realized that the location I originally put the wastegate on is a little hard to access it if you want to change springs in the future. But nothing wrong with the wastegate. Nothing's melting anything or anything. It's just a little hard to access. So we might be changing the location of the wastegate. That's testing, you know, trial and error. So we're learning. But so far the manifold came out perfect, no issues. Welds are beautiful, I'd say. Like I said, I'm self-taught, so I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. This is version 2 of the manifold. We went with a billet flange this time with threaded holes, so we can put studs inside there instead of a bolt and nut, which is a little hard sometimes. Getting a wrench or something down there while it's in the engine bay to tighten that down, it's a little hard. But yeah, so this is the turbo. We went with a Max Speeding Rods turbo. This is all eBay built. This is a GT3582. So turbo might look small on video. That's just what videos do, but turbo is pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Even on the videos, the picture looks.
You guys comment down in the description or on the comment things. I'm new to YouTube. I'm sorry. Comment below. Yeah, just comment below if you think this turbo looks small or big. Should be good for around 600 horsepower. So we're excited to see what this turbo is gonna do on the BMW. But yeah, man, that's it. We showed you guys the process of how the manifold is made. We use 2-inch Schedule 10 stainless. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for part 3.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Catch you in the next one.